Hey everybody, this is Antonio. Today I thought it'd be fun to take you through the contents of my piano practice bag and what I take with me on a daily practice session. So hopefully you'll get a view of, what I use when I practice, why I have it in my bag in the first place. Maybe let me know down in the comments below what you keep in your practice bag. I'm constantly updating and trying to find the best content to help me become a better piano player. So let's dive into what's in my practice bag. Okay, so first up is headphones. Yeah, just like a normal pair of Bluetooth headphones in here. These are great for listening to recordings or podcasts during my breaks. Sometimes when I just need some ambiance, I'll listen to like rain sounds or brown noise. Next to my practice bag, I have a dice set. I like to make my practice into games. So sometimes I'll roll the dice to determine how many times I should repeat something or what tempo I should use. I've also been using the D12 to pick a key and then practice that specific scale. So if it lands on a 1, that's C. If it lands on a 12, that's B, so on and so forth. Next up, I have my phone charger. I gotta have my phone charged when I'm practicing. My phone is actually one of my biggest tools, and I'll be doing a video on how I use my phone during practice in the next coming weeks. So yeah, look out for that one. So the next tool in my practice bag is a metronome. Of course, you gotta have a metronome. This one's a little bit old school. All it has is a click, right? And then just the flashing light if you wanna use that. I really like this one. It's pretty simple. I do have a metronome app that I'll use and I'll switch to if I really need to work on something specific, but that metronome works fine for most daily practice. Of course, gotta have my writing utensils. These are my favorite pens of all time, the Uniball Vision Fine Tip Black. I have legitimately used these for years. I have one in my backpack, one in my practice bag, one in my jacket pocket, one on my work desk, one for my home desk, one on the kitchen counter. Listen, look no further. This is the pen. For something I really need to remember, Sharpie, sometimes you just gotta have something a little bit bigger. So now, Post-it notes are great, especially if I'm using like a borrowed score or something older that I really don't want to put marks on. I'll use Post-it notes as a way to remember something for next time. And now on to the bulk of what happens during a practice session. So of course my practice changes from week to week and month to month, but there's always a few key books that I keep no matter what. One of them is Bach's Well-Tempered Clavier. I also have a really old copy of Bach's 2-part and 3-part Inventions. These are also a great keyboard exercise. I love reading through these. These are an example of where I'd use the Post-it notes. I mean, this cover has been torn out, obviously, but early 1900s, 1938. I found this in a thrift store, and yeah, pretty good stuff there. I also have Chopin's Etudes. His Etudes are some of the most fantastic music. It's so beautiful. In addition to having, some amazing technique building stuff in here. Gotta have Chopin's Etudes. But right now I'm working through Mendelssohn's Songs Without Words. It's a really nice collection of piano music, and if you haven't checked it out, you definitely should. I also like to keep some loose sheet music in my practice folder, so this is a collection of music that I'm preparing for auditions for, practicing for certain gigs, etc. Right now, I have Carl Wein's First Piano Sonata. This is actually Symphony Number 40 by Mozart. It's a piano transcription. This is the Buxtehude Toccatina. This is basically stuff that I've been working on, that I've been analyzing, that doesn't really have a book to call home right now. So this is my collection of Bach chorales. I use my Bach chorales for sight reading, so sometimes I'll sight read 1, sometimes I'll sight read 2. I think it's a really great exercise for reading 4-part harmony. They're short enough and different enough to keep it interesting. I never feel bored with them. Of course, Bach is the master, so it's hard to feel bored reading Bach, but you get the idea. So I also keep a large stack of blank sheet music. I sometimes get inspired by what I'm playing to write down a melody or a chord progression. I always keep this with me. I've found that 12 staff sheet music is perfect for my uses. If I'm writing, 4 staffs, I get 3. If I'm writing 2 staffs, like in piano music, I get 6 lines. Gotta have the blank sheet music there. So unfortunately, playing piano for hours on end can take a toll on your wrist sometimes. I practiced with some pretty bad habits when I was in high school and college, and I ended up developing tendinitis. I am a lot more careful now, but sometimes after a long or particularly intense practice session, I'll have a little flare up. So it usually relieves a little bit of pain, but stretching really does the trick now. Sometimes rehearsals can be pretty loud. That's why I have these like little disposable foam earplugs. They come in handy, especially when you're playing with a drummer or in a particularly loud rehearsal. When I need to take a break from practice, I'll catch up on my music reading. So being a music teacher, I have, the Teaching Music magazine, also the BBC Music magazine. These magazines are a great way to feel productive while still giving my brain a little bit of rest from the music itself. On that note, I'm also reading Andras Schiff's Music Comes Out of Silence. This is his autobiography. His recordings of the Bach French suites are definitely some of my favorite. I also have a short musical dictionary, a pocket music dictionary. I got like 4 or 5 of these in a thrift haul that I did, and I have them in every bag now. I have one here, I have one on my desk, I have one on my desk at work, and I have one in my backpack. I know I could use Google, I know I could use my phone, but there's something so tactile about getting into a dictionary and actually reading it. I feel like I remember the phrase just a little bit better once I've read it on a piece of paper. So gotta have a musical dictionary. And last but not least, I gotta have my snacks. I do enjoy peanut butter. And of course, you can't go without caffeine. I used to be really heavy on the Red Bulls, but these are delicious and they have just as much caffeine. V8, this one's pomegranate blueberry. I think I probably spend like $20 a week on these, so oops. So yeah, let's go put this practice bag to work. So even though the weather's pretty bad right now, I'm gonna go to work and practice because the piano there is a little bit better than the piano I have at home right now. But I ordered a new piano to my local music shop, so hopefully I'll have an update soon with a new piano to show. Time to brave the storm. Well, thanks for watching. I hope you got some inspiration for your own practice bag. Feel free to let me know down in the comments what you have in your practice bag or what you use for your practice routine. I'm constantly updating mine, so it'd be nice to have some, feedback and see if we can find the perfect practice bag together. Yeah, so see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching.